Welcome to this video where I'll be introducing Solitaire Sandbox, a card game engine I've been working on for just under a year. It comes with its own language that I'm calling Paperlang, which aims to allow you to easily write rules for any card game you can think of. This is the first time I've showed this to anyone in a while now, so please sit back, grab a cup of tea and a deck of cards and enjoy the video. Let's dive straight in. So what you're seeing here, this is an implementation of Blackjack, where you have to beat the dealer, right? So if I run the turn, I either hit or I stick, and I can see this is my hand here, and this is the initial dealer's hand. So let's hit, and now my score is 18, and the dealer also got a card. Then I'm just going to stick, and we're going to see the dealer got 7 and 2, so we got 9. That's what we won, so that was great. And we can restart. Let's hit. Run 4. Let's hit again. Come on. 9 now. We're going to stick. Hey, we won again. Cool. So those were the dealer's cards there. And yeah, the dealer had 22, so the dealer actually was over 21. So yeah, the dealer lost there pretty firmly. So what I don't like about this though is that you can't see the dealer getting cards. You're not supposed to see the dealer's cards, but it'd be nice if at least you could see them like stacking up, even if they were face down. So I'm gonna go and do that. So we can go to the designer, and here you can see all of the cards that are shown in the game, right? And you can also see that there are these decks down here that are hidden, and you can like deselect them, right? What was that? That was the hand. So the one that we want is the dealer hidden, right? This is the one that we want, and let's put it here. Actually, let's put it here so we can see them stacking up. Let's do this horizontally, so we'll be able to. This stack is hidden, so we'll see the first one because I didn't know the rules that apparently you're supposed to see the first dealer card. I guess in some versions of it. So we're going to be able to see the first dealer card. There we go. And when we have a turn, the dealer we'll be able to see the dealer getting cards even though they're face down. So let's hit. There we go. So we can see the dealer getting cards. So let's hit again. Okay, let's see if we can lose. There we go, defeat. It doesn't actually show us the dealer's cards in the event of a defeat, which we can change actually. We're going to copy that line and put it here as well, like that. So now when we lose, we should. We're gonna go. Oh, there we go. See, now all the dealer's cards are shown to us every time we lose. So not only can you play Blackjack, you can also kind of play Solitaire. And I've got one I made earlier here. So I'm gonna erase Blackjack and have Solitaire. Oh, let's recompile. And now we have Solitaire. The designer still thinks we're playing Blackjack, so we have all our decks laid out pretty randomly. The decks are bound to their position with their ID, and then the IDs are assigned to each deck as you declare them. So Solitaire. So in Solitaire we have a palette and we have a deck down here, and the palette should be displayed horizontally because every time you want to see more cards from the deck, you kind of refresh the palette with 3 cards, right? At least that's how I think Solitaire works. And then we have all the columns on top. So we have all of these displayed vertically. So when this says flat vertical, flat V means flat vertical. We can also hide them, right? Just like before, but we don't want to hide any. So we have choices now, and we can move the top of the palette to one of these. We won't be able to because because none of these is a 4. We'd need a 4. So what we can do is we can refresh the palette. Whoop! There's a little bug there with the animation, but it's fine. And now we can say maybe we want to move 2 there, and maybe we want to move the 1 under the 2 like that, and then. There's nothing really else we can do. We can maybe see what now we can't. What we can't do right now is move from the palette to an empty spot. I can. I I must have done this earlier. Oh no. So, oh yeah, I did. There you go. You haven't. Okay. I wanted to show you, what I wanted to show you were these where clauses, right? So, what I'm saying is, one of the options is to move from the palette to the columns and narrow down which column to move to with this clause here. And you're saying the deck you're moving to, narrow that down by saying the deck you're moving from must be one less than the top of the deck you're moving to. Like the top card of the deck you're moving from must be one less than the top card of the deck you're moving to, right? So like 3 must be less than 4, right? If you're going to move this there, and also we're saying, or it's okay too if the deck you're moving to is size 0, right? So that's why we can move that there. If we got rid of this, like that and did this, then, okay, let's move the 1 under the 2, then all of a sudden we can't move that anywhere because there's nowhere to move it, right? There's also no way to cancel a move. I'm just kind of restarting the game right now, but that's a problem with the game rather than with the language itself. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. I've also got cuts working, and so I'm gonna just copy solitaire out because I want to save it. But let's we're just gonna have two decks. We're gonna go visible stack A and visible stack B, and then in the setup clause we're gonna say place the 1 card on A, place 1 of them, and let's say 2, 3, you get what I mean here, right? 4. Right, so if we recompile, then the top card is going to be 4. And let's say on stack B there's nothing, and that's fine. So every turn we can say we want to choose how many cards to cut from stack A, and this is the cut symbol, to stack B from the top. Oh no, we don't need that apparently, that's fine. And now we have this nice little cut dialog, well, nice little cut wizard here where we can pick how many to move across, like that. And and that's what cutting looks like. One important difference between cutting and moving is that moving reverses the order and cutting does not. And in order to demonstrate that, let's have another 2 decks, C and D, and I'm going to place the same cards in C so you can see the difference. And it will give me an opportunity to demonstrate the pick block to you. So pick 1, pick, then. You always have to have this then word here. Pick, or you can say move to C to D, top 1. Right. Now these aren't really laid out very nicely, so let's go to the designer and let's lay them out nicely. So we want C here, we want B there, and we want D here. And we spread them out a little bit more, have them like that. So let's say cut the top, and how many we want to cut. We want to cut all of them. How do we cut all of them? Well, we could just say that they're always 4, or we could go a.size, because a.size will be all of them, right? And c.size. So depends what we want to do, right? Oh yeah, we want to end the end like that. So it's important to end the pick block, right? So now this is going to show you the difference between cutting and moving. If we cut, we end up with the same ordering, but if we move, we end up with the reverse ordering. Is the progress I wanted to show off. Everything's coming along nicely. I want to get, in order to have full solitaire working, you need to be, like, if I show you this, if I show you solitaire again, you need to be able to cut here, which you are able to do, like this, right? Just cut from a column to another column, but then you need to say it's not enough to test the top of the column. It's not enough to test the top of the source deck with the top of the destination deck. You need to test the top. You need to test the bottom of the stack of cards that are being cut, which you can do technically. It's just it crashes. Like from and to are both variables that are accessible in this where clause here. You can also have moving, right? But moving crashes, so I can't show you that right now. But that's the next thing that's going to be implemented. I was playing around with some solitaire games the other day, as I do in my spare time now, because now whenever I have a stack of cards on my deck and I look up solitaire games and I think, could I make this in my language? And if I can't, I think of ways that I could. The next game that I want to try to implement is called accordion solitaire, and that's where you have a list of that's where you continue to place down cards and then you move them into stacks, and the whole idea is to move them into one stack at the end. But how you move them between stacks is based on where the stack is in relation to other stacks, which I had to implement. But the thing that isn't implemented yet is all of the stacks. You need to sort of compress them together. When a stack is empty, then the stack next to it needs to take its place, and that I haven't yet got automatically working. So I'll show you that some other time. However, there is one thing I can show you, which is the positional stack move. So we have this. Okay, cool. So instead of saying stack A, stack B, stack C, and stack D, well, we're going to keep those. We're going to say there's a stack list, L, and it has 5 cards in it, right? And all these are empty. But now we can say, so what I want to do is show you this positional stack move feature, and it won't be a game because I can't yet implement accordion properly, but I want to show you anyway. So if we want to say place 1 L 0 5, and how many have we got? We got 5 of them, right? So 1 2 3. If it isn't clear, what I'm doing here is saying like L0 is the first stack in the list, and L4 is the last stack in the list. Counting starts at 0 for historical reasons. So now we want to say move from L to a stack of L that is -2 away from it, right? And now we can choose where we go, and we can you'll notice that we can. So this is looping around, right? This one should be over here, and now this is positional moves, right? So now we're saying you can move a card from any deck to a deck that is 2 away from it, which you've never been able to do before. And that's with this syntax here. You're saying like the one that you choose, I'm calling it an offset index, so you say like -2 away from the one that you've chosen, which I think is pretty cool. And you can also have a where clause on top of this, so you can say where filter destination selections like 2 by saying the one you're moving from, the top of that, the value must be 1 less than 2.top.v, right? And now it's not going to let you move anything, but if we say random, then maybe we're able to, and maybe we'll say is greater than number onto that. Okay, right. Oh my god, that was weird, wasn't it? Okay, so now we can move a card from this deck to a deck that's 2 before it if and only if the card you're moving is greater than the one you're putting it on top of. So we will be able to move this 6 onto the 1. We will not be able to move the 3 onto the 8, right? Unfortunately, there's no way of undoing a selection right now, but I'm going to fix that. So this, we won't be able to move this 1 to the 6. We won't be able to move the 1 to the 4. The 6 to the 4 will work. So now you can see how these things build up. And so the next game after I've got solitaire working, which means I have to fix the moving clause thing. I'm gonna make the stack cutting a little bit more like aesthetically pleasing. I'm gonna get accordion working, and that basically all that's left to do there is to say all of these decks must move up 1 if 1 to the left is empty, and this is kind of a spoiler, but you're gonna have to say a way of like, okay, this filter, pick the first one that matches in this stack instead of letting you choose. But anyway, those things are going to be implemented, and then you'll be able to make accordion. So I hope this has been informative and fun to watch. There's lots and lots and lots of progress since the last video I made. It's like irrecognizable. I think that's a word, right? Unrecognizable. Thank you, my wife just corrected me. Unrecognizable. My goodness me, I've been talking too much. So yeah, that's the game so far, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.